Hey there friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sohum and I'm on a mission to spread peace, love, and positivity through music. Today I'll be reacting to 4 more anime openings and endings. You guys know what it is. Super excited to jump into these today, but before we do that, a massive thank you to Amy the Funky, whose generous support made this reaction possible. Amy, I wonder how many of these monikers you've been keeping track of, because I think you've got an exotic, funky, brilliant, a handful, wise as well. But yeah, let's check these out today. So we've got Dr. Stone, Science Future. This is the 6th opening here. This anime is about Taij. Taij is finally ready to confess his love to his crush. Just when Taiju begins his confession, however, a blinding green light strikes the earth and petrifies mankind around the world, turning every single human into stone. It's like a cosmic Medusa. Several millennia later, Taiju awakens to find the modern world completely non-existent, as nature has flourished in the years humanity stood still. Among a stone world of statues, Taiju encounters one other living human, his science-loving friend Senku, who has been active for a few months. Taiju learns that Senku has developed a grand scheme to launch the complete revival of civilization with science. However, Senku's master plan is threatened when his ideologies are challenged by those who awaken. All the while, the reason for mankind's petrification remains unknown. That is a really cool plot for an anime for sure. I could definitely see this actually becoming some kind of either like Twilight Zone episode or a movie entirely. Really interesting premise. And yeah, it would definitely be the case that like if some people started to like spawn back in out of the stone, they probably, on a balance of probabilities, weren't the best people. I feel like a lot of the times when it comes to like finding good people are rare to find. That's why you want to hold on to them. So many of the people who are frozen in stone and then come back maybe aren't the ones you want, which feels a little bit more pessimistic than I'm intending for my channel, but hey, we are where we are. Let's check this one out. The song is called Kasanova Posi by Ali. Ooh. Oh. Do 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 do. This one's hard for me to interpret readily. It is feeling like a bit of an electric swing style song, very jazzy. I love all of the brass elements. They're not too loud. I think oftentimes when it comes to introducing trumpet, saxophone, trombone, some bands, they nail the balance in terms of the mix. Other bands or artists, whatever, in the production, those instruments end up being like a blast, like something that's almost too loud and potentially irritating to the listener. This was a great balance because when you can hear the vocals very clearly, though they're softer and more melodic, and have a very different feel and timbre about them relative to the brass, it still pairs very well with one another. And then you stack on top of that this ragtime-esque piano. Really, really cool stuff here. I'm inclined to give this like mid to high eights. I think starting at an 8.5 seems legit to me, and upwards to an 8.9. The reason I don't think this can go in the 9s is because limited guitar. I do, at least in this current moment, at this 8:28 a.m. Moment, I do want a little bit more electric guitar. So that is just a pure bias on my end. I also would like a little bit more intensity to the vocals in the moments that feel a bit bigger, because we are in this electric swing and it just feels rather consistent, which works, and it is very cohesive, though I could turn the dial up maybe 5 to 15%, and I think we get a solid at least 9.0 ceiling on this one. So yeah, 8.5 to 8.9, that averages to an 8.7. Very solid start. That is Dr. Stone Science Future. I really like the plot of that one. Alright, so the next one we're going to check out is from an anime called Rurouni Kenshin. The anime tells the story of Kenshin, a former assassin who after the Meiji Restoration vows to never kill again and wanders Japan. Is the Meiji Restoration something that I should know historically? Is this a real event, or is this part of the anime universe? He vows to never kill again and wanders Japan, protecting the innocent with a reverse-bladed sword. The series explores themes of redemption, the consequences of past actions, and the struggle between the old and new ways of the samurai era. I've always thought samurais were super cool. I love how elegant they fight. They fight with so much discipline and honor, and their outfits and swords, super cool. Let's check this one out. The song is called Burn by Yama and Warts. 's a really interesting one. I like how subtle the changes are from section to section. It feels very gradual and stable. I really like the female vocalist voice. I think if I were to listen to a track of just her, I may have preferred this one. Because when the male vocalist comes in, he has a voice that it just my ear doesn't necessarily latch onto as well. But interestingly, when they sang together and harmonized in that chorus, it works. And sometimes this is possible. Sometimes I've heard this before. I wish I had an example off the top of my head to explicate my point more obviously. But I've heard a song where independently both singers' voices I was not a fan of, but when they harmonized together, the way they crisscrossed, interlocked, unisoned, all of those things and more, that sold it for me. And then I fell in love. God, what is the song or songs? This is the problem when you listen to like tens of thousands of songs. It's hard to remember every single name of every single song with every artist. I do my best, and even on the channel, I believe, at this point we're at probably over 1,000 uploaded reactions, and I do a lot of double and triple and quadruple reactions. So yeah, the number of songs I listen to on a daily basis just exponentially increases. But I've been doing it my whole life, so I'm so used to it. I'm a big fan of this one. Again, though, I think it suffers from the same problem. I don't think I can give it a rating in the 9s, but somewhere between 8.6 and 8.95, very specific, I know, feels very legit here. What would that be? 8.7. Oh, come on, math. 8 point, I don't know, we'll just round it up. Go for 8.75 here. Super solid. Again, very gradual, and that key change, if it was a key change, was also very subtle, but it raised the temperature of the track by like 5 to 15%, which is what I was asking for in the previous one. It was a really, really subtle moment, but it definitely shows their capacity for interesting songwriting, because usually changing the key isn't a choice many people make. I think every 20th song I'll listen to has a key change. That's a cool one. Let's check out the next one, shall we? This is from an anime called Ubel Blatt, which sounds like it sounds like a Paul Blart Mall Cop. This is a dark fantasy story about revenge. 20 years ago, a young swordsman earned the fabled title of Blatt Meister or Blade Master for his exceptional skill with a sword. He was chosen to be one of 14 elite warriors on a perilous quest. 3 died, and 7 of the remaining 11 abandoned the quest. So what is that? Now there's 4 remaining? Fearful of the risks involved, our Blatt Meister and 3 others, okay, so 4, proceeded to successfully complete the quest. Excuse me. It was then that the 7 who abandoned the mission ambushed their comrades. Bruh, it's always the Judases, man. It's always the people that gave up that want to stab you in the back. Upon returning home, they told the emperor that they completed the quest themselves after they were forced to kill the 4 who betrayed them. Wait, am I reading this right? Didn't the 7 betray the 4? It was then that the 7 who abandoned the mission ambushed their comrades. Upon returning home, they told the emperor that they completed the quest themselves after they were forced to kill the 4 who betrayed them. Okay, so the story that the 7 are telling is that the 4 betrayed them. As a result, they were hailed as heroes and dubbed the 7 heroes. But these aren't heroes. These are anti-heroes. This is like The Boys, where you have the TV show The Boys on Amazon Prime. This is not a sponsored bit of my video. This is just a good show to watch. They have the 7 heroes, while the 4 who were killed became symbols of treachery and received the moniker of Lances of Betrayal. Disgusting. How many stories like this in actual history do we not know about? And people have taken credit when they actually backstabbed. Hurts the brain to think about. Thus, the story tells of the voyage of Coinzel, the Blatt Meister who indeed survived the slaughter and vowed to take the heads of his traitorous companions, who have over the years become powerful nobles and warlords, hailed as saviors by the people. Another really interesting plot. I'm down for these. So the song is called Zainin by Garnidelia. Let's check it out. like this.
Do you remember the day? Do you remember me? I've been waiting for this day to come. Do you remember the day? Do you remember me? I never forget you. 切り刻め I know I must be enough. 志この葉に宿して どれだけ落ちても構いやしないこのまま長い旅を終わらせに行こ
う。Really cool one. Maybe this will come as a surprise to you, but this is my favorite of the three we've heard so far. Immediately high eights and does breach into the nines. Why, Sohum? Why does this breach the nines? I'm glad you asked. It's the atmosphere. It's melodic. It's epic. In my own personal life, a lot of the 10,000s of songs that I listen to, I love celestial rock, if you can call that a genre, but cinematic rock is a more attainable genre. So some bands that are in that cinematic rock and celestial rock genre include Starset. If you guys don't know Starset, I highly encourage you to check them out. As well as, oh god, what are they called? I'm gonna have to go to my playlist real quick and find this. I'm gonna hide the playlist from you because I'm scared. It's called I Exist. This band, I don't think many people know about them. I mean, 30,000 monthly listeners tells you all you need to know here. But this was the first song I ever heard from them, Giving My Life. Go to the album. This Humanity album, like, this is why I say they're celestial rock. 2012, man. 13 years ago. That feels crazy. I'm about to get like choked up because I listened to this pretty much on release, somehow, some way. Beautiful. They have, I think, 4 volumes of the Humanity EPs, I guess you would say. Albums. I don't know if they're going to show up if I want them to. Show all. Yeah, all the way up to Humanity of Volume 4. I feel like if there is a band that can define what celestial rock is, they would be the one to do it. It's very heavily driven through atmosphere, nice vocals, and I mentioned here, the vocalist in this performance sounds like a little bit of Psyche from Bandmade. Don't know how many of you are Bandmade fans on the channel. I've done a ton of Bandmade reactions, so you can find a playlist of that group. Worth checking them out as well. You know, I have so many recommendations I could give you all. Your heads would spin. You wouldn't be able to handle it. Or maybe. I put enough trust in you that you could. Definitely 8.8 to 9.2 range for sure. So I have an affinity towards celestial rock, cinematic rock as genres. Mid-tempo always does it for me. Not too fast, not too slow. Right in that pocket works for me. Overall, just lovely groove, and it's not doing too much. It's not overcooking. So yeah, this gets a flat 9.0. We'll take that. We will take those. And why not end the reaction off with the last one here? Shadow's House. Song is Shall We Dance? The anime Riona. Riona sings in French, English, and Japanese in this song. Okay, so the song is by Riona. I do know some French and English, not much Japanese. Why did I specify English? As if you haven't been hearing me speak in English this entire time. Oh, Sohum. A girl wakes up with no memories in a gloomy castle run by the shadows, who have human form, but just appear as silhouettes. The girl is told she's a human doll and assigned as a servant to Kate, a shadow girl. Kate gives her the name Emilico. Kate is very compassionate and independent-minded, qualities which don't endear her other Shadow House family members, especially the adults. Kate, her shadow peers, and their dolls all live in the children's wing of the castle. suspected of being a rebel, especially by an adult named Edward. It's always the adults, man. Kate must carefully navigate through Shadow House customs and politics to reach her goals, for she really is a rebel, wanting to take down the cruelty behind the system created by the shadows, especially when its true nature is revealed, and her kindness and respect for Emilico have won her at least one loyal ally and friend. All these interesting plots. So the song is called Shall We Dance by Riona. Let's check it out. We got some strings in this.
悲しみは笑いましょう生きるってマリオネット心臓がスイングしたらこの日はいかがアンチュチュアンチュチュアンチュチュと私うまく踊れないわ痛みも恨みも悲しみも
This one low-key has like a lot of character. I think you also might be surprised by my rating here, but also high 8s to low 9s. It might literally just get the exact same range and rating, 9.0. Because we start with these bugle sounds. I'm going to just presume it's trumpet, to be honest. Trumpets, strings. It's a bit of a orchestral production with swanky dark vocals, which they're not entirely dark, but there's like glimmers of darkness, which is a crazy backward statement. Normally you say glimmers of a light, of hope, of something brighter than dark, but over here I love a little bit of darkness to my melodies and music, so I catch those moments. I notice her delivery with her breathy vocals. They're soft, but there's that hint of darkness that I get. But pairing with that swing vibe, again, it reminds me of Otto, who we love Otto on this channel as well, so feel free to check out my various Otto reactions that I've done. The dark swing vibe, it is just so cool, as I literally wrote right here. And for me, I love strings, violin, cello, viola, string quartets in general. Just adding strings to any production, metal songs, rock, like you name it, adding strings will make it more emotional and legato, melodic. These are things that I am definitely biased towards, for sure. And interestingly enough, when you were listening to the track, the trumpets, though they kind of go away, they're not entirely gone. They're just sitting further back in the mix, and when they do make those little appearances, those nice blasts are actually additive. They don't step on the toes of the rest of the instrumentation, which I'm a big fan of. It's actually low-key epic, which is the last thing I wrote here. I don't know why that was a statement that I made, but I just feel like a song like this has a lot of potential to like introduce almost like a Russian style chorus singing. Does that, isn't that like a Russian song? I don't remember it, but yeah, it gives me interesting vibes for sure. A little higher class. Not to say that Russians are higher class necessarily. Not to say that they're not. We live in a weird political climate these days. I won't talk about it. All right. So in order now, the 4 anime openings and endings we checked out here. What are our ratings? I gave 8.7 to the first one, the Dr. Stone Science Future opening. I think very valid. 8.7. Then Rurouni Kenshin, I gave a 8.75. So it was an improvement, though marginal. It was an improvement nonetheless. Then Ubel Blatt. This is our first 9.0. Super, just immaculate vibes, honestly. And then Shadow's House, also a 9.0. So I think these are all, relatively speaking, within a tight range of each other. You know, from top to bottom, we had a 8.7 to 9.0. I think that might be the tightest range possible, which, you know, from like a statistician's perspective, if you were to like randomly sample from songs of this quality, then you would expect them likely to fall between this nice, healthy range. And if you happen to like stumble upon something truly great, then you're on the right side of that bell curve. Really solid songs top to bottom. I do think there are improvements that could be made, at least to satisfy the brain of Sohum, to a 10 out of 10 potentially. What I certainly noticed here, and this is just now in reference to previous anime opening reactions I've done, these 4 were not very bass heavy. The bass didn't have a very pronounced role pretty much at all, actually, in all of these songs, which, you know, it works depending on the song. Because each of these felt individually cohesive, like there was personality and character to them, it works. But when you're lacking a bit of those lows, the overall dynamic range is a bit like stunted in its growth and potential, which means it limits how the song is able to grow. Because if you include super lows and super highs, you have so much room to travel and make changes. And I guess that is also another comment I'll make about these 4 openings in general today, is that in terms of the dynamics, the rapid switching from section to section, like we kind of normally experience in the anime openings, wasn't that present today. These felt more stable, more sturdy songs. They're arranged in ways that are, I guess, more attainable, more digestible, and it works. But relative to the more chaotic openings that we've listened to, they feel a little bit tame. So interesting, for sure. I enjoyed these nonetheless. I hope you did as well. If you would like to request a reaction yourselves, you can do so by clicking the link in the description box below. But as always, my friends, have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.